Hey guys, it's Steven here, and today I'm back with another bit of a discussion video. I'm going to be giving you guys a predictions video to the 2018 Oscar nominations. The nominations come out tomorrow on Tuesday, January 23rd, and I'm really excited, and I am here to give you my predictions as to what I think will get nominated. And I'm going to do pretty much every category except for there are a few categories I'm not going to predict, like documentary feature, foreign language film, and the short film categories, just because I haven't heard of any of those movies from 2017, so I can't really comment. But I'm just going to give you more of the major categories, and let's get into it. Starting off with Best Picture. Now, the Academy can go up to 10 nominees for Best Picture ever since 2009, but they've always done either 9 or 8, and personally, some people say that they will go 9 or 10 this year, but I have a feeling they're gonna go to 8 Best Picture nominees this year. And I think those 8 Best Picture nominees will be Call Me By Your Name, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out, Lady Bird, The Post, The Shape of Water, and Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. I think that is what the Best Picture list is going to be. And then there are some other films that could sneak in and maybe fill in those slots, like some are saying that Mudbound could get a Best Picture nomination. I personally don't see that happening because it's been really kind of underperforming recently at every other award show. Like, it hasn't gotten Best Picture, like, anywhere. So I feel like that could really hurt its chances of getting a Best Picture nomination, but I mean, it's still possible for it to get a Best Picture nomination. Me personally, I've seen Mudbound, and I think the movie is really good. I don't think it's, like, amazing. So, like, I wouldn't be too upset if it didn't get a Best Picture nomination, but if it did, I'd be okay with it. But I think, I'm a little bit iffy on Darkest Hour getting nominated for Best Picture. I mean, I think it will get nominated after getting in at Critics' Choice and BAFTA, but I'm still a little bit unsure because I don't think it got in at PGA, and I don't think it got in at the Globes. Well, it didn't get in at the Globes, so who knows? I am very confident in the other 7 films. Call Me By Your Name, I think, is going to get in there. Dunkirk is definitely going to get in there. Get Out, Lady Bird, The Post will get in. Shape of Water will get in, and Three Billboards will absolutely get in. It might win, period. But Best Picture is, I'm a little bit unsure on some things, but I'm pretty sure for the most part on what I think will get nominated. But as far as movies that people are saying could get in, people are saying the Big Sick could get nominated. I haven't seen The Big Sick. I want to. Like, I really do want to see that movie. But I have a feeling it won't, just because it's been underperforming almost everywhere. And I feel like it might need to get like a few more nominations, like two or three more nominations, and it probably could happen where it gets 2 or 3 more nominations that lead it into a Best Picture nomination. Another movie, people are saying I, Tonya could get in for Best Picture, and I wouldn't be surprised by that either. And some are saying that Wonder Woman. People are saying Wonder Woman could get a Best Picture nomination, but I don't see Wonder Woman getting a Best Picture nomination. If it did, that'd be awesome, but I just don't think it will happen, because I don't think it has enough momentum going for it, or enough award consideration going for it, and for it to get a Best Picture nomination. So I don't know. And then some movies, two movies that will get snubbed for sure. Logan I've pretty much given up on it getting nominated for anything except for one category, which I'll talk about. But yeah, if it got nominated for Best Picture, that would be amazing. Wind River is going to get shut out as well for everything across the board, which sucks because I thought that movie was fantastic and I wish more people were talking about it. So anyways, I think I've gone long enough about Best Picture. Best Actor, I'm pretty confident on the 5 people I think will get nominated. I have Timothée Chalamet, Call Me By Your Name, Daniel Day-Lewis, Phantom Thread, James Franco, The Disaster Artist, Daniel Kaluuya, Get Out, and Gary Oldman, Darkest Hour. I think that Gary Oldman's going to take this award hands down. Like, it's no question. He will win. Like, his performance was great, and I don't think anybody will come close. As far as who could sneak in, people are saying Tom Hanks for The Post could get nominated. I don't think he will get nominated. I'd be a bit surprised if he did get nominated, but I don't think it's happening. I don't know who else would get in for Best Actor, aside from, the guys that I just mentioned. I think that most of those guys are pretty much solid locks. I think that James Franco will definitely get nominated. Daniel Kaluuya will definitely get nominated, and I think they should, because I thought they were terrific. And I haven't seen Call Me By Your Name or Phantom Thread, but I hear that those two performances are great. So, and they've been getting nominated almost everywhere else. So I think they'll get nominated. Best Actress, I'm a bit more sure on this category. I'm pretty sure on most of these categories I'm going to talk about. For Best Actress, I got Sally Hawkins, The Shape of Water, Frances McDormand, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, Margot Robbie, I, Tonya, Saoirse Ronan, Lady Bird, and Meryl Streep for The Post. I think that Frances McDormand, also, like Gary Oldman, is going to win, hands down. And I think all those people I listed were pretty much solid locks. I think it's the same as the SAG award list, and I think that all the SAG nominees will carry over to the Oscars. The only one who I think could sneak in is Jessica Chastain from Molly's Game, but I feel like she's been kind of underperforming at a lot of places, like not getting in at SAG or BAFTA, so I don't think she'll get in. But everybody else I'm pretty sure on. And I have pretty much nothing else to say about Best Actress. Best Supporting Actor. This one, there's like 4 who I think are solid locks, and then one category one person I'm kind of iffy on. But I think I have Willem Dafoe for The Florida Project, Armie Hammer for Call Me By Your Name, I have Richard Jenkins, The Shape of Water, Christopher Plummer, All the Money in the World, and Sam Rockwell for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. It's the same as the Golden Globe list, and I feel like the Globe nominees will carry over to the Oscars. The only one I'm not sure about is Christopher Plummer for All the Money in the World. His spot could be taken by possibly Woody Harrelson for 3 Billboards, and if he got nominated, that would be great, because I thought he was terrific. But I just really feel like Christopher Plummer and All the Money in the World will get nominated because of like the amount of momentum that he's been getting and the buzz with that performance. I think will lead him into Best Supporting Actor nomination. Everybody else, like Willem Dafoe, Armie Hammer, Richard Jenkins, and Sam Rockwell, are all solid locks. For Best Supporting Actress, this is another category that, supporting actor is a little bit I'm unsure of, but I think there are 3 locks in the supporting actress category. I have Mary J. Blige for Mudbound. I have Holly Hunter for The Big Sick. Allison Janney, I, Tonya, Laurie Metcalf, Lady Bird, and Octavia Spencer, The Shape of Water. I'm a little unsure on Holly Hunter getting nominated. It could be her or Hong Chow in Downsizing, or maybe Octavia Spencer for The Shape of Water could get kicked out for like Hong Chow or Holly Hunter. That because of Octavia Spencer not getting it at SAG, that could some are saying that could hurt her chance of getting at the Oscars, and I could definitely see that happening. But I don't know. But I think that Allison Janney and Laurie Metcalf and Mary J. Blige are pretty much locks. Who else? Hold on a second. Sorry, I just had to kill a spider. So, moving on to Best Director. I think it'll be the same as the Directors Guild nominees, and that being Christopher Nolan for Dunkirk, Jordan Peele for Get Out, Greta Gerwig for Lady Bird, Guillermo del Toro, The Shape of Water, and Mark McDonough for Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. I've seen all 5 of those movies. All 5 of them are great, and all extremely well directed, and rightfully deserve to be on that list. Some possibilities that people say could get in are the director of Call Me By Your Name, Luca Guadagnino, or Steven Spielberg for The Post could get in. I saw The Post. The Post was pretty good. Well acted, it was well written, and Spielberg did a really good job directing it. But, I mean, compared to some of Spielberg's other films, I don't think it really compares. And I don't even think it's better than Bridge of Spies, which I really enjoy. I don't know, like, some people find that movie boring. I think that movie's great. And I think that Bridge of Spies is a better movie than The Post, but that's a different conversation. But anyways, so if Spielberg gets in for director and, like, you know, takes out either, I don't know, like Jordan Peele or maybe Greta Gerwig, I honestly wouldn't be like too happy about that, because I feel like those 2 movies were just better directed. But yeah, I don't think Spielberg will get in. I mean, even though The Post was well directed, I just think there were better directed movies than The Post. And then I can't comment on Call Me By Your Name because I haven't seen it. I also people are saying that someone who I think will get snubbed, I think Joe Wright for Darkest Hour will get snubbed. I don't think that's, you know, too big of a loss. People have Dee Reese for Mudbound getting in for director, which I don't think is really going to happen. And who else? I think that's really it for Best Director. So, like, yeah, I think that your 5 nominees for director are, you know, Nolan, Peele, Gerwig, Del Toro, and McDonough. Original screenplay, I have Get Out, Lady Bird, The Post, The Shape of Water, and Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. I think that Three Billboards should win Best Original Screenplay, hands down. But the others, I think, are really good screenplays that I think will get nominated. People are saying that that The Big Sick could get nominated, or I, Tonya could get nominated for getting the WGA nominations. And I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Once again, we'll see. One of those movies could maybe kick out The Post, which wouldn't be too surprising. But like I said, it's kind of hard to know as of now. Moving on to adapted screenplay, I think I'm pretty sure on like all 5 of these. I got Call Me By Your Name, The Disaster Artist, Molly's Game, Mudbound, and then I have a movie. I think this is the one category that I think Logan could actually show up in, is adapted screenplay, because it got in at the WGA, and I think it'll get snubbed for everything else. And I thought the screenplay was terrific, and I think it should get nominated for adapted screenplay, and I think it will, just because I don't see what else could take that 5th slot, except for maybe Wonder. People say Wonder could get in, or All the Money in the World could get in, but I just am more confident in Logan getting nominated. And if it does get nominated, that would be awesome. Best Animated Feature. This wasn't really that great of a year for animated films, so like I feel like there are 2 locks, and the others are just kind of like, just throw them in there to, like, fill up the slots. So I got Coco getting nominated. I have a Breadwinner, then I have Loving Vincent, Lego Batman movie, and a Japanese anime film called Silent Voice, which I haven't seen. I saw a review on it, and the person said it was great. And I feel like every year there's always like an anime film that like sneaks in for animated feature, and I feel like Silent Voice will be that film. And I mean, Coco's gonna win, period. And then it's like they're probably all just like Coco, and then just 4 other movies. So moving on to Best Original Score. This category I got Dunkirk. I have The Post, Star Wars: The Last Jedi, The Shape of Water, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. I'm a little bit iffy on on Last Jedi getting nominated for original score. They could give it to Phantom Thread, but I have a feeling that like John Williams will get a double nomination with The Post and Last Jedi, because I mean it has happened before. I mean, he got in for Warhorse and Tintin on the same year, and I think that this will be another one of those cases. Some other scores that could get in. I think Darkest Hour could definitely get in for score, and Darkest Hour has a really good score. I think there's another film, Mudbound has a pretty good score, but I don't think that's going to get nominated. And then, Logan and Wind River, those movies had great scores, but I don't think they'll get nominated. Blade Runner 2049 also had a really good score by Hans Zimmer and Benjamin Wallfisch. And maybe Hans Zimmer could be this year's, double nominee for Dunkirk and Blade Runner. But I feel like I think he'll get in for Dunkirk, but not for Blade Runner. I mean, it would be cool if he got in for Blade Runner, because Blade Runner has a great score, but I am not 100% confident in that happening. So now we're moving on to the technical categories. So we're starting off with cinematography, and for cinematography I have Blade Runner 2049, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Mudbound, and The Shape of Water. I think I'm fairly confident in most of those. I feel like a movie that could sneak in is 3 Billboards for cinematography. It could maybe take out Mudbound. I'm a little bit unsure of Mudbound, like, across the board, because it is Netflix, and, the Academy has had a history of not, awarding Netflix films, but people are saying that this is the film that, Netflix will finally get recognized by the Academy, and, so people have it predicted in all these categories, and I, too, think it will get in for quite a bit, and I think it will get in for cinematography, because I think the cinematography is great in that film. It's probably one of the best parts of Mudbound is how well shot it is. And then I think the other films are pretty much locks: Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Blade Runner, Shape of Water. I think Blade Runner should win, period, okay? It's Roger Deakins. He hasn't won an Oscar, and he needs to. And I think that this is the year that he finally wins it. So, what else? I think, once again, Logan, Wind River, they'll get snubbed, of course. And then I think that I don't really have anything else to say about cinematography. People say Call Me By Your Name could get in, and I think, the movie just from the trailers looks really well shot. I want to see that movie. I will probably see it this weekend, and I'll have a review for it. So moving on to film editing, I have Baby Driver, I have Dunkirk, The Shape of Water, Get Out, and Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. I think that it's between Baby Driver or Dunkirk what's going to win film editing, and I feel like if Baby Driver doesn't get nominated for film editing, it's a crime, because I think the editing is one of the best things going for that movie, because that movie, it was, like, the cuts were terrific, the just timing, and, how fast-paced that film was. Come on, just give it a film editing nomination, and maybe even the win. As far as what could sneak in, Lady Bird could get in for film editing just because people have it as being a frontrunner for maybe winning Best Picture, and most Best Picture winners have a film editing nomination. And I think if it gets a film editing nomination, it would really kind of boost its chances of winning Best Picture. So, who knows? But I think that it will be those 5 films that I mentioned. Who knows, maybe they'll kick out either Get Out or Baby Driver in film editing and put Lady Bird in there, which, Lady Bird was well edited, I think, but I don't think it was better edited than Baby Driver or Get Out or probably any of those movies that I mentioned. Moving on to production design. This category, I got Beauty and the Beast, Blade Runner 2049, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, and The Shape of Water. And I think that I'm pretty certain on pretty much all of those. As far as what could sneak in, people are saying Greatest Showman could get in, and maybe what else could get in? People have I'm trying to think of what the movie is that Murder on the Orient Express could get in for production design because it got in Critics' Choice nomination, so maybe it'll get an Oscar nomination, but I don't think so. So, production design, I think that those 5 films are pretty much solid. Costume design, I'm also fairly confident on for the most part. I have Beauty and the Beast, I got Darkest Hour, I got Greatest Showman, Phantom Thread, and The Shape of Water. I'm a little bit uncertain on The Shape of Water getting in. It has good costume design, but I don't think it's extravagant costumes. It's it's kind of simple costume design. It's very, it's early 60s, clothes that people walked around in. And that's the costume design. I think the costume design as far as the suit for the fish creature looked great. And maybe it could get nominated for that alone, and I wouldn't be too upset with that. But some films I could sneak in for, for costume design, people think that Wonder Woman could get in for costume design, and backtracking a little bit, it could get in for production design. I wouldn't be surprised if Wonder Woman made it into, some of the minor or the below-the-line categories, and maybe that could, build it up and get it a Best Picture nomination. But I feel like if it's going to have a shot in any category, it's probably best costume design more than anything. And people say Murder on the Orient Express could get in, or Victoria and Abdul could get in. But I don't know. I know I'm saying I don't know for a lot of these categories, but really, you never know. There could always be, an out-of-left-field choice that the Academy puts in. That we don't see coming, that nobody predicts. So, just, be wary of that. So, moving on to Best Makeup and Hairstyling, they only do 3 nominees in this category, which I think is weird. But as far as the 3 nominees, I think Darkest Hour will win period, for Gary Oldman alone. And then I have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and I, Tonya for makeup. As far as what else could get in, maybe Wonder or Beauty and the Beast could get in, but I don't think so. Next category is Best Sound Editing. I have Sound Editing and Sound Mixing, and these are two categories I'm a bit iffy on, because I'm not big on these. I just look at movies with good sound. So sound editing, I got Baby Driver, Blade Runner 2049, Dunkirk, Star Wars The Last Jedi, and War for the Planet of the Apes. Sound mixing, I got Baby Driver, Blade Runner 2049, Dunkirk, The Shape of Water, and Star Wars The Last Jedi. As far as what could sneak into those categories, maybe Wonder Woman once again, and who knows, maybe Transformers The Last Night could get in, because, you know, the other movies aside from Age of Extinction got into those sound categories, so who knows. Moving on to visual effects, I have Blade Runner 2049, Dunkirk, The Shape of Water, Star Wars The Last Jedi, and War for the Planet of the Apes. Planet of the Apes, I think, should win. Alright, it's the Apes year, they haven't won their Oscar yet, and I think they should finally give it to them now, this year, alright? And then, visual effects, as far as what could get in, Wonder Woman, again, could sneak in. They could nominate Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, because the first film got nominated, and they could nominate the second film. I think Thor Ragnarok, I don't think will get nominated. It would be cool if it did, though. Well, no. I mean, the visual effects are good, but I don't think they're some of the best of the year. I think that's really it as far as visual effects goes. Dunkirk, I'm a little unsure on Dunkirk and Shape of Water, because those movies were more practical effects than visual effects. I think more Shape of Water than Dunkirk, as far as more practical than visual. So, like, maybe they could nominate Wonder Woman or even Transformers The Last Night in visual effects over, like, Shape of Water or something. I don't know. So, there you guys have it. That was a lot of talking. That was almost half an hour of me giving all of my predictions as to what I think will get nominated at the at the 2018 Oscars tomorrow. Let me know your predictions down in the comment section below. What you think will or will not get nominated. What would you like to see get nominated? Just, like, you know, go crazy. I'm excited for the nominations. I will have a reaction to the nominees tomorrow. And I'll have, like, a couple more reviews. I'll review The Shape of Water. And then I'll probably do my top 10 movies of the year. So, stay tuned for that. Thanks as always for watching, guys, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.